So this is day 500 of wiring the truck. Let me think about that. Yeah, that's about right. This is gonna go, ouch, 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 awkward, right here. So this one's labeled cigarette lighter or accessory power. So if you're my age, you know what a cigarette lighter is. But you can also use it for your phone. So this came out of the truck. This is a headlight switch. It's got a glass fuse in it. And it's got real live copper. And I think it's Bakelite backings. So it's pretty old. And what I had to do was take it apart and clean it. All the contacts were corroded. And then I cleaned it all up and clear coated it because I don't want it to rust. And then this was the ignition switch that came in the truck. And I don't know how old it is. I mean, I could probably try to look it up, but it's Delco Remy, made in the USA. And the only number on it is a 504. And I don't know if there was keys, but I had to find a locksmith. And she made me 2 keys. And I didn't take this apart, mostly because I'm afraid about breaking it. But all of the contacts work. I sprayed some electric parts cleaner in there. I sprayed some carburetor cleaner in there. And then I sprayed some lubricant, not WD-40. She recommended Tri-Flow, which is what I use on the bicycle chain. So I use some, it's not Tri-Flow, but it's a Lucas product. No, yeah, I think it's a Lucas product. And then I clear coated this after I buffed it up a little bit. So of the 3, this one I had to disassemble, and then I powder coated this knob so it will match this knob. I powder coated this part. This doodad only has a hot lead, so the ground is scratching the metal on the back of the paint to create a ground. I put some dielectric grease on here, and then the knob. I powder coated this because it was rusty. I left the threads bare. So what we'll have to do is, this has to go on first because you can't insert it through the hole. So I'm going to slide this on. And then this gets a crimp. This gets a crimp. Yes. And then shrink wrap. And then fortunately this thing unscrews. Because you won't get it in any other way. And it is okay to be concerned about me sometimes. So let's try this again. So this comes out. And this is going to screw on. But then what we need to do is check for ground. With this dashboard painted like it is, I got a couple of roughed up sections for grounding purposes, and then I'll probably run a ground strap from somewhere on the dash. I'll clean up a spot, run a ground strap somewhere else. But I like to measure the ohms, and I got nothing. Nothing. No ground. That was too easy. Of course it didn't work. So it's like 5 ohms. That's too much. Step 2 is to lay down, get the Dremel, grind this stuff off. This is not tight. 1 ohm. Sorry, I'm in the way. Okay, it worked here. Okay. That's 0. And then I think once I tighten all this stuff up, I'll get a better ground connection. So it's 4 poles, battery, solenoid, ignition, and accessories. Accessories will come on if you key it backwards, like you used to key it backwards to turn on the radio when you were sitting somewhere. But it also activates accessories when the key is on. So this is the wiring harness from Painless for the ignition switch. And then we have to add this from the Holly Sniper to the ignition switch. And there may be more. But for now, because I have the AC and the keyless entry, ACs after I get this done. Yeah, okay. So again, I'm pulling this a little tight because when we install it, it's going to go back that far. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by stuff. So if we keep this, we can use it for other stuff, jumpers and extensions and stuff, even though it's labeled wrong, but most of the colors will carry over. So the good thing about it is that they're all labeled. It's kind of easy. So easy a caveman could do it. So these all get ring terminals to screw onto this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven blues, 1 red. Now those are hot. You should really let them cool off first. I have this affliction for stainless hardware. It's a syndrome. These were 8x32s, but I tapped them out to 10x32s, even though they were clean. And so what we're looking at now is hooking everything up. Key's got oil on it still. That's good. You want the key to be dripping a little bit. I mean the solenoid. I mean the switch. And so there was a purple wire, and purple goes to the solenoid. So we're going to do that one first. So there's enough space on here where I can add connections to the back and then put a nut on it. And then the key, I want like that. So there's not a lot of clearance here. That's gonna leave a mark. Don't fall. This has some scratches on it from where somebody else took it off with a pair of channel locks or something. Wasn't me. But I think maybe this gets a flat black. I'm not sure yet. Yeah. Separate systems get separate wires. I know what you're asking yourself. What goes there? I don't know yet. I don't know. Something